Hi, it's Clark on Temptress. A couple weeks ago, I did a review on this battery. Did I screw up? Did I miss something important? Let's find out. A few weeks ago, I reviewed this battery, the Seikon 100 amp hour battery, lithium iron phosphate, all the things I like. I know I mispronounced it, so I'm sorry for that. I think Seikon is the way to pronounce it now. But I've got a lot of responses about one of the things I said in the video. I went through the manual, and the manual said the cold weather protection, the charge protection when the battery gets frozen, was set to a really low number. And it was so low it was useless. In fact, I considered it and said in the video it's worse than useless because now you think you have protection, you don't take other precautions, and bang, your battery's dead. Well, some other reviewers have actually tested that, and they said works fine. So I'm going to test it. The reason I didn't do the test is I thought I had done more than the test. I contacted the company. I had the company put me in touch with the engineers. The engineers said, basically, yeah, we screwed up. So I just reported that they screwed up. I trusted the engineers. But it is very possible that the engineers screwed up in telling me that they screwed up. So let's find out for sure. It's a really easy test. Well, it would be a really easy test, but I put this battery all back together. I've been using it in my camper, and it's been working fine. It's been running my air conditioner that runs off batteries in the camper, but that's a whole different video, along with some other batteries, of course. The problem is, when I glued it back together, I used a better glue than the silicone they use, so I had one hell of a time getting it apart. But I thought this was an important test. So I popped the top off again. This battery is discharged a tad. We'll turn it around here so we can get better access to this little temperature probe. This is the temperature probe. This is what tells the battery what the heck is going on in the outside world. And we will freeze this to very precisely 32 Fahrenheit, 0 Celsius, and see what happens. Hopefully the charge will stop. Well, saying that, let's start out with getting it charging. This is my bench power supply. It's going to be perfect for this test. We're not going to fully charge the battery, so it doesn't matter that it shuts off appropriately. Let me turn it on here first. I've been doing other things with it. Let's turn it up to a reasonable amount. We'll set it for like 14 volts and hook it up. Okay, very good. It's charging the battery at 5 amps. That's all this little guy can put out anyway. So we watch that 5 amp number. If the battery starts to freeze, the battery's BMS should say, whoa, no more charging for me. I'm too cold. And we will see that because it will shut off the ability to take current. And this guy will go right down to pretty much 0. So I have prepared, and I guess this is a little short. Let me grab this. Just a pile of resistors. I prepared this bowl of water and some crushed ice, and a thermometer. I know the world's all digital now, but I actually calibrated this thermometer, and it is accurate. The thing about water and ice, anything that's a phase change, if you let both phases be in the same container, access to each other, and crushed ice and water is, 2 phases of water, right? They will find that temperature. They will very accurately find that temperature that's right at the freezing point. This will actually be a way to start out to calibrate the thermometer, really. Yeah, the temperature's going down pretty fast. Takes a while because the ice has to melt a bit to cool the water because the water wasn't frozen cold and the bowl's got some latent heat in it and stuff. But it's going down. I'm going to wait till it gets there. I'm down to 40 degrees. And when that gets to 32, we shall continue. Okay, it's hit 33. It's still going down, but we need a little time to run the test, and this will take a while to cool down. So here goes the test. We are passing 5 amps. We'll put the sensor in the cold water and we'll let it sit there for just a bit and see what happens. And nothing yet. It's been a minute. Thermometer says 32. Probe is really small thermal mass. Should cool down very, very quickly. And it's in that water. I have a suspicion this is not shutting off. I also have a suspicion why it did for, like, Will Prowse did the study. And of course I haven't talked to him, but I looked at his study. I watched his video and the rim of his water looked kind of milky. I was wondering if maybe he threw some salt in his water bath to make it colder, because that would make the test run much faster. But it kind of corrupts the test because we want this thing to shut off at 32. That's when damage will happen. And if he put enough salt in the water and put it into a freezer that went down well below freezing, which most domestic freezers do, that could have been the reason. So let's see, what can we do here? Yeah, it's just not shutting off. It's 32, so I'm going to get rid of the water that's in the bowl, because that's just the thermal mass that's not going to help in the next step. And I'm going to cause this ice to melt much faster and at a lower temperature by adding salt. This is like the trick you do when you make ice cream, you know, with a churn. So let's see what we can do here. It's going to be hard for the temperature probe to do much now because of this setup, but we'll see what we can get with the probe in the sort of the same area. With the water, we had a great way to keep everything the same temperature everywhere. But what am I getting here? Okay, I'm at 30 and going down. 28. This is Fahrenheit, of course. About 22. Oh, it stopped. I lost track of what it did. I'll look back at the video to find that out. But let's warm it up again and kind of run it through the same deal. So if I warm this up, taking a charge, I put it in the very cold ice. And when it cools down, it shuts off. The thermal probe is at about 11 degrees Fahrenheit, right there, right where this is. That's down where the manual said. So I got to give this battery a continued fail. I'd really like to hear from Will, and maybe you guys can ask in the comments, when he ran his test, did it stop at 32 Fahrenheit? Did it stop at 0 Celsius? Or did he use a, what's it called, a eucalyptic solution? Something on like that. A salt solution to do his test. I don't damn him for doing it with a salt solution, because it does make doing the test much easier and much quicker. But it isn't the real test. We have to know what happens at 0. I'm going to just do one more study that I'll run in the rollout comments, where I'll go back to no salt. I'll wash this ice off and throw away the really salty ones and let it just sit for a long time at 0 Celsius. And if you still see 5 amps at the end when the video's over, take that as an official, that function does not work on this battery. And that's really sad, because this is a damn good battery and the price is great. I like everything about this battery except for the fact I just don't like lies, you know? And it kind of boils down to a lie. I mean, it was a mistake, but they make a claim and the claim is wrong. And that's worse than not making the claim in the first place. Hopefully they fix it. Hopefully it's just the programming of the BMS and they can fix that on the units they're making now. It's going to take a while to get through the pipe. Someone said in one of their ads they're now claiming 0 Celsius. Well, that's not what we're finding here. Don't know what to really say. If you find somebody that does the test with the proper numbers, and a real ice, not salted ice, then buy this battery. It's pretty damn good. If they send me another battery, which they might, say, hey, yeah, here's our newest one, I'll do a quick review and do the test and say, hey, my seal of approval. But as of now, treat this like a battery that does not have cold weather protection, because it doesn't. Okay, I'll get that test set up and let that roll. Thanks a lot for watching. If you like my videos, please share them with people that might be buying batteries, or the many other things I talk about. Sharing my videos really helps the most of anything that people do. But of course, hit that like button. That doesn't cost you a thing, and that really helps. And I've been getting a lot of contacts from people saying, hey, you're not making videos anymore. The thing is, I am. I missed like 1 week. I don't know what's going on, but people that have subscribed aren't getting my videos, but the videos are coming out. So if you want to get all my videos, of course, subscribe. I guess you hit the little bell icon, however that works, and you end up getting all of the notifications. Anyway, that's enough whining today. I figured I'd put it in this video because it's going to be like the shortest video ever. You know how I talk and talk. Okay, here goes. Anyway, I'll get this going, and bye.